Sir. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
I'm alright, I'm wonderful. My name is Muswane Mafulu Molin. We are in a career hunt. We're trying to find that career for that specific individual. As you said that you are a lecturer, would you please tell us what your name and what you're lecturing?
Okay. Well, my name is James Britton. I lecture corporate finance and investment at the School of Economics and Business Sciences here at Wits University. And I teach third-year students and master's students.
Okay, so what is your course all about for that someone who doesn't know anything about this course? How would you introduce them to it?
Yeah, okay. Well, first of all, let's start off with finance broadly. A lot of people confuse accounting with finance.
All right.
Now, there are accounting elements in what we do in finance, but finance is split into two broad themes: corporate finance and investment.
All right.
Now, corporate finance deals with maintaining a company's balance sheet, but also seeing to strategic investment of the company. It involves what's known as capital budgeting, working out is a project going to be profitable, as well as things from mergers and acquisitions. So, in the broad scheme of things, people that study finance end up working for an investment bank or a consultancy. You can advise firms on mergers and acquisitions, whether it's a good fit, whether you should sell a division, yes or no. So a career for a corporate finance orientated person could range from being a consultancy to the likes of, say, McKinsey & Co. that give a lot of advice, all the way to your investment banks that go out there looking to execute a transaction and earn fees. And that's known as the sell side. In investments, you could be anything from a trader to a portfolio manager. Now, a trader is that guy who sits on a trading floor, staring at screens and basically betting on the direction of any commodity or financial security. So it could be the price of oil, it could be shares. Your fund manager or portfolio manager is someone that looks after someone else's investments, that looks to see how do these assets fit together, what is the best way to invest someone's money in order to either beat inflation or make sure that someone has money to retire. Okay. Now, if you're an investment-orientated person, you can either be anywhere from an analyst that works for an investment bank, where you produce your research, say, covering a particular sector, be it mining, the industrial sector, or resource sector, and saying, we really like this company or sector, we think it's a buy. On the other hand, you could work for an asset manager, which is the likes of Stanlib, Allan Gray, Momentum, and Coronation Fund Managers. Now, there's a slight different emphasis as to how you go about your job, but that's essentially what you do. And that is how I would explain finance.
All right. So what kind of advice can you give to someone who would like to pursue a career in these matters that you've mentioned? Like someone who would like to see themselves as doing finance and investment. What kind of advice would you give an individual?
Okay, well, there's several routes to moving within finance, and a lot of people that work within the industry come from a fairly diverse background. Sometimes you have engineers and sometimes scientists working within the industry, but it depends on what you want to do. Specifically, if you want to go into the financial services industry and either work in an investment bank or a consultancy or become a portfolio manager, the mainstream subjects that you study are, well, here at Wits we have finance, but any corporate finance and investments related subjects. Economics is another one. A lot of economists work as financial analysts, even though economics itself is extremely broad. A lot of people that have a background in economics work within the analyst industry. The other thing is, of course, accounting. Although accountants, they understand financial statements, the problem is that you still need to learn about investments and the strategic side of it. But that broad mix of economics, finance, and accounting, and potentially even law, but the core thing is corporate finance and investments, where you learn about portfolio theory, capital budgeting, capital structure, and all the different finance theories that goes with it.
Yeah. You know, there is always something that pushes an individual to do a certain thing. Like for someone to be an engineer, it's something. For someone to do medicine, it's something.
Yeah.
But for you, what is it? What inspired you? What motivated you to go for this career?
Okay. Well, I suppose I learned this gradually. I was more interested in law discovered I really enjoyed the subjects I was doing, particularly with economics and finance. But the one thing about the financial industry is the other thing that I haven't mentioned up to now, of course, is the financial markets.
Okay.
Now, that's a fascinating area to be involved in, the sort of the swings of global commerce, essentially. Now, if you're an analyst, a fund manager, or a trader, what you have to do is come to terms with the fact that investing money or coming up with strategic insight is both an intellectual and emotional challenge. It's intellectual that you need to do your research. You need to figure out how do things work. Like, why is the price of oil going up or down? Why is the price of gold going up or down? But the emotional challenge is you could be wrong. And when you've got a lot of money on the line, you start to doubt yourself. And the problem is that the financial markets aren't an exact science. There's a lot of psychology to it, and it's very difficult to predict what people do. So that's what I mean by, the thing is, what fascinates me about finance is that intellectual and emotional challenge.
So most people who this video is dedicated to, they are from a disadvantaged background.
Yeah.
So what kind of motivation, what kind of encouragement can you give them, telling them that maybe it's possible?
Yeah, sure. I'd say for anyone that wants to end up at a tertiary institution and do whatever they want to do, but particularly, let's say they like the idea of becoming an analyst, for example, the most important thing is to have good quantitative skills, but that doesn't mean that you have to work your way to becoming a PhD in physics.
Okay.
It's just good maths background. So not maths literacy, if I can put it like that, if you want to get into these courses. The other thing is to have a very good, if you're someone that's got very good practical outlook and can think through things logically and can deal with complexity, but also break arguments down. But having said that, someone that is able to communicate their ideas well, that does well, as I say, in the quantitative subjects like the sciences, because it all helps break down an argument and see things from a different perspective. But someone that, let's say, is average in school can come into university and excel. It's hard work, but the most important thing for someone sitting in school is to make sure that they do the right things to get them into the courses that they want to do.
Yes.
So I don't know how to motivate people to do it, but literally anyone